Inspector Rossi. Good morning, Professor Ricky. I feel like I'm not pronouncing this last name correctly. This is Inspector Rossi. How are you? Good, thanks. And you? Good. I want to ask about the report you're preparing for us. The one about the artifacts seized in Tuscany. We need to wrap up the investigation this week and would appreciate having the document as soon as possible. The document is almost ready. I'll send it over today, especially since I'm heading to the USA tomorrow. I don't want to leave anything hanging, especially with the Italian police. Ha ha ha. You're leaving? Going on vacation? No. I've been invited to a conference in Boston. I'll be in the USA for a week. Great. I think it'll be a good experience. I'll be waiting for your email this afternoon. If I have any questions, I'll write to you. If you can, reply from the USA. Have a good trip then. Thanks. Feel free to contact me if needed. I'll call you when I get back anyway. Have a good evening. After hanging up, you remember you need to call Laura, your girlfriend, who tried to reach you a couple of hours ago. I very recently played another horror game. Or not horror game, this isn't a horror game. But I played a horror game with a girlfriend named Laura. What was it called? This is so awkward. I think I made a video about it. The Night Shift? Hey babe, sorry I'm on the phone now. Don't worry, I figured you were busy with tomorrow's trip. How about dinner tonight? Great idea. Shall I pick you up at 8? Perfect. I'll be waiting. Kisses. You briefly think back to the last email you received from Professor Tom J. Angeli, president of the New England Archaeological Society. Please don't give me big words, I struggle. A young and promising archaeologist, known for his many papers on the myths and legends of ancient Greece and Rome. We would be proud to have you speak at the conference. I must admit, this invitation makes me a bit proud. You get up from your desk and go to the window. Well, I'm already 40, but I'm starting to make a name for myself, even abroad. Dad would be proud. Unfortunately, he passed away too soon. The phone rings. It's Dad! Hello? Oh my god, it's Dad. I'm kidding. Good morning, Lorenzo. This is Tom Angeli. I was just thinking about you. I'm calling to make sure everything's set for your departure tomorrow. I'm sure your presentation will be one of the most appreciated at the conference. Your reputation as a scholar has made its way here, and I believe that your approach to ancient history will blend perfectly with the informal, and also, how shall I say, a bit unconventional spirit of the panels that will take place at the conference. Thank you very much, Tom. I'll do my best to meet the expectations. I'll try not to give an academic lecture. I've read the schedule for the event, and it seems like it won't be 3 boring days among scholars. You bet. We're all university professors and professionals at the end of our careers. We're not aiming to publish yet another scientific paper. We want to have great conversations about the themes that have fascinated us all our lives. Have a great day. Have a safe trip. I can't wait to meet you. Being an archaeologist actually sounds like kind of really cool. But also kind of boring. Thank you sincerely and have a great day too. The conference will focus on the importance of myths, legends, and idols of ancient civilizations, even very ancient ones preceding the Greeks and Romans. They've asked me to focus mainly on aspects not commonly covered by regular academic studies. I want to get creative to make my presentation spot on. I add a dash of originality. Anyway, I'll be one of the last speakers, so I'll have some time to tweak my talk to match the vibe of the conference. Tom also sent me the start of his talk focused on ancient myths and rituals. I didn't quite get the era or the people he's talking about. Super intrigued though. This invite kind of surprises and intrigues me. Plus, they're covering all travel, food, and lodging expenses. Let's go. Never heard of the New England Archaeological Society before, but they sure do about me. True, I've been writing on international blogs for a while. They must have found me there. Guess the hustle paid off. Yo, what is it my turn to be successful? Am I gonna have to wait till I'm 40? Both Tom and his assistant Ellie have reached out to me loads of times. Ellie is so thoughtful, sends me 2 emails a day just to nail down all the details. Now I just need to focus on prepping my presentation and making sure I've got everything I need for the trip. Can't wait to get going. By the way, it was Ellie who suggested I head out early for a couple days of diving. Diving? Like in water? Or like metaphorical diving? Actually, I'll send her one last confirmation email since she seemed almost anxious about my arrival. Dear Ellie, all confirmed. I've got a flight tomorrow for Rome at 1, landing at 3 p.m. local time. I'll pick up the rental car and head to Ipswich for 2 days of ocean diving. See you soon and thanks for everything. That's really interesting. You are a great sea enthusiast and expert in diving. Never mind, this is my norm. At 17, you were able to dive to almost 100 meters deep without breathing. Couldn't be miles out, I guess. The sea has always been your obsession since childhood, but it was the only one among your passions that your father did not like. Your mother had died at sea when you were only 3 years old. It's been at least a year since you found the time to fully enjoy the sea, but you always keep yourself informed about the world of diving, reading articles and blogs. Moreover, since you decided to go to the conference and are looking for information about the Boston area, you find articles about diving everywhere, the magic of the web. The phone rings and disturbs your peaceful thoughts. It's Ellie, Tom's assistant. Hi Lorenzo, I just read your email and we can't wait to meet you. I was calling to see if there's anything else I can do for you. Hello and thank you, everything's okay and I'm ready to go. Is everything okay with the diving equipment? Did you have any problems booking it? Often diving centers don't have the type of snorkel I usually use. No problem. I personally spoke with the school. They have already reserved the best available equipment for you. You'll see, the ocean is different from your seas. It gives a feeling of absolute depth. Ellie, do you also dive? I'm a marine biologist, and for many years I have been dealing with those seabeds. That stretch of ocean was my home. So you're an expert. What are the characteristics of that stretch of sea? It's unpredictable. There are strong currents, and the weather changes quickly. When you're offshore, you always have to look at the sky to avoid being at sea during a storm. And the seabeds, you'll see, they're very special. Depending on the weather, the seabeds change light. Sometimes at 30 meters deep, it seemed to me that the sea around me was a living creature. I can't imagine what you're telling me. I can't wait to dive. You'll see, it'll be an exciting experience. You're accompanied by a waiter to the reserved table. You don't even have time to sit down when Laura, your girlfriend, arrives immediately. Hi, honey. Wait, well, am I kind of fine, though? Have you packed your bags for the trip and is your report ready? Yes, everything's in order. I have a perfect plan. I'll arrive tomorrow evening on the coast in Ipswich, where I'll go diving on Friday and Saturday. Sunday morning, I'll leisurely head to Boston in time for the conference starting on Monday. The report isn't finished, but I'll have plenty of time to refine it. Well, luck that this invitation is in June. Yes, it's really perfect. I can combine my passion for the sea with my participation in a conference that looks interesting. The conference seems a bit unusual. Some speakers don't belong to the academic field and some topics are peculiar. What do you mean? They will talk about very ancient history, but also about legends and theories not scientifically proven. I hope I won't find myself among a group of nutters. But you haven't been invited by a group of crazies, have you? I don't think so. The organizer and a couple of speakers have a long academic background in important universities. Well, then it will just be more fun than a normal conference among boring historians. I hope so. Anyway, I'm very excited about scuba diving in the United States. Well, have a good trip. Hope you can have an unforgettable adventure. I'll miss your blue eyes. Me too. He's also going to miss his blue eyes. The next day, you catch a cab to Rome Fiumicino Airport, all set to fly to the United States. You've got a carry-on and a briefcase containing your laptop and presentation. You're hoping to jazz it up with some fresh ideas by Monday when the conference kicks off. You go over your schedule in your head. You'll be arriving in Ipswich on Thursday evening and so on. Please place your phone and laptop in the tray. Here they are. Taking off your jacket, you place the metal items, your laptop and phone, in the tray. Excuse me, sir, we need to do a routine check on your electronic devices. Go ahead. The staff member disappears for a few minutes and comes back and hands over your laptop and phone with a smile. Sorry for the hold up, sir. No problem. Have a good day. You've always wondered if these checks are random or if security gets suspicious of something or someone. But in your case, you can't quite figure out what might seem odd about you. It's weird that they took my laptop and phone and kept them for that long. No, that is weird. What's going on? You plan to keep working on your speech during the flight. Want to make a good impression. I've prepped material for at least 3 different presentations. I'm one of the last speakers, so I'll decide last minute. The flight will be long, but it's chill. The plane isn't completely full, and the seat next to you is taken by a guy around 25, non-Italian. You smile at him, and the guy starts chatting in English. You're reading a book about symbolism in ancient cultures. The flight attendants are super nice and friendly, and they keep checking to make sure everyone's good. Oh yeah, by the way, when I first loaded up this game, it was not in English. I don't know what the language was. Probably Italian. But I switched to English, obviously, because I cannot read Italian. After the meal, you crash into a deep sleep. You wake up to find only water above you, surrounding you in every direction. You must be over 100 meters deep, free diving, but you feel no strain. Surely this is a dream. It's as if the oxygen you have could last forever. Looking up, you can see some sunlight penetrating down there. You're surrounded by big air bubbles and swarms of fish, which seem to follow a precise path. Feels like you're in a vortex, pulling you from the deep ocean to the surface, slowly spinning you around like a top. At some point, the water changes color, it turns a bright light green, and you can see everything clearly until an arm grabs you and helps you resurface. I'm grabbing the arm. There's a girl with big blue eyes, and she helps you rise. She pushes you toward the surface gently, but with a lot of determination. You want to return to the bottom of the sea where you had a great sense of well-being, but the girl prevents you. This has to not be real. Like, she has superhuman strength that forces you to obey. Hello! Before you take a breath above the surface, you see, albeit for a moment, a huge, monstrous creature, similar to a giant octopus, trying to reach you and the girl from the deeper waters. At that point, you realize the girl wants to save you. I'd hope so. A hand touches you gently. You wake up and notice a very pretty flight attendant smiling at you. We're landing in Boston soon. She looks pissed. You slept through most of the flight. Can I get you a coffee? Do airline attendants typically care this much for people? I haven't been on a plane in years. Like 10 years at least. More than 10 years. Do flight attendants usually like keep an eye on people and are like check in on them? I feel like they don't. Thank you, I really need a coffee. You dream a lot. Sometimes you remember your dreams for a long time. Other times you forget them a few minutes after waking up. Sometimes you always feel like you receive omens in your sleep. You stretch out in your seats and lift the shade on your window. The sky is clear and the sun is shining. Check your watch. The landing is right on time. You drink your coffee and fill out the immigration forms. When the plane touches down the runway, your legs still feel numb. You arrive in Boston Airport and head towards the immigration office. There isn't much of a queue. It takes you 10 minutes. The police officer gives a quick look at your passport and at the form that you have filled out for the immigration procedures. Then he welcomes you and lets you pass. You only have carry-on luggage. Luckily, after the arrival gate, you look for the car rental counters. They're right there in plain sight. Good morning. I've booked a rental car until next Friday. Good morning, certainly, sir. You've chosen a small car with insurance coverage for both damage to you and to third parties. Is that right? Will this one be suitable for you? The attendant shows you a picture of a small car. Perfect! Great, here's the key. Do you know how the rental works? Fairly well. I have to return the car with the full tank and without any damage. By the way, can you tell me where to find the parking lot? It's my first time at Boston Airport. It's very easy. When you exit onto the street, there's a big parking lot in front of you. On the ground floor, you'll see all the rental car signs. In our parking lot, you should look for spot 125 while you'll find the car. I wish you a pleasant stay. Have a nice trip. Thank you. You easily find the car. It has automatic transmission, but you get used to it quickly. You leave the airport parking lot and head slowly towards the highways. The final destination is the town of Ipswich, where Ellie's Books Sub-Center is located. It is located north of Boston, a couple of hours drive away. I wonder if it's weird for this guy driving on the right side of the road instead of the left. The navigator on your phone directs you north. You take one of the many highways, and after a while, you see signs for Ipswich. I feel like I'm pronouncing that wrong. Finally, I can spend a couple of days at sea. It's been so long since I've gone diving. I wonder what it's like to dive in the ocean. You drive along the coast and admire the scenery. It's very green and there are woods everywhere. Every now and then the road passes near a stretch of coast and you catch a glimpse of the sea. You immerse yourself in your thoughts as you drive on the wide American roads. You arrive in town around 6 p.m. The sun is still high. Here it gets dark later than in Rome. There's a bright but warm atmosphere. The summer sun is not as blinding as it is in Italy. Ellie has booked a room in a small hotel. There are no better ones around, and Elliot's Inn is located near the port. It's convenient for going to the diving school, and they give us a good price. We know the owners, she said. You arrive in Ipswich and drive for about 3 kilometers along wide roads, surrounded by American-style white two-story houses with gardens and cars parked in front of each house. Then, when you reach a roundabout, you turn right again and catch a glimpse of the sea in the distance. The direction is right. The sea is just about 2 kilometers away. You immediately notice a change in the landscape. Now you're in a slightly run-down neighborhood with big word. Hold on, guys. The dilapidated houses all painted gray. Nailed it. They're almost attached to each other, having small windows through which the light barely shines. The streets are narrow and the intersections have no traffic lights. There are fewer people around and very little car traffic. Feels like you're in an abandoned neighborhood. The navigator provides you with unclear directions and keeps recalculating the route several times. You can't figure out where you need to go. This is strange. You look around and see a group of bikers coming. Stopped at the red light, you are approached by an old pickup truck with 3 guys. I'm gonna ask the biker group. What's this noise? Ah, a group of bikers. About 20 Harley Davidsons crowd around your car one after the other. God, that sounds terrifying. They're dressed like in the movies, leather G jackets, military helmets, and all the distinctive signs of American bikers. Some scrutinize you, looking at you as if you came from Mars. Others pass without giving you any notice. They don't seem aggressive, but a little unsettling, I would say. I wonder which group they belong to. Are you a foreigner? I'm giving him this voice. Yes, Italian. It's my first time in this area. I wonder if you'll like this place. So you decide to ask a passerby. You find a man around 50, dressed modestly. Good evening. Excuse me for bothering you. Can you tell me where I am? This is Innsmouth. I'll give everyone like a voice except for the main character who talks all the time because I will not be able to keep up with it. Ah, thank you. I was looking for my hotel, the Elliott's Inn. Do you know where it is? Of course. It's on Main Street. It should not be far from the port. Yes, Innsmouth is a port town. They're all near the port. Go straight at the second street on the right. Turn. You'll see it a few meters away. It has a yellow sign outside. You'll get there in a couple minutes. Thank you. You were very kind. I'll ask about the hotel. What can you tell me about this hotel? There are strange stories about that hotel. Like what? I've heard a couple of times it's not quiet at night. Strange things happen. That there are many noises. What no? What noises? I don't know, but I've heard this story a couple of times. Oh, he's telling a story. No, he's not. I thought we were about to go into a really epic story. After a few minutes, you see the sign. That gentleman was very helpful. You park the car outside, grab your bags, and head to the hotel. You find yourself in a place that looks like a guest house with furniture that seems a bit dated and a thick carpet covering the lobby floor. A pretty young lady is at the reception. She's just over 20 and has gorgeous blue eyes. Why does everyone have blue eyes? They remind you of your mom's side of the family. Dad always said you got two things from your mom, her eyes and her love for the sea. Good morning, I'm Lorenzo Riggi. There's a room booked for me for 3 nights. Good morning. Sure. Welcome to our hotel, Lorenzo. We've been expecting you. I'm Emma. Ellie spoke highly of you. Did you have a good trip? Yes, thank you, Emma. The flight was right on time and Ellie's always so kind. Dude, the staff in this game are way too nice. Staff are not usually this nice. Here are the keys to room 22. We've already received a copy of your passport. Your room's on the 2nd floor. Unfortunately, there's no elevator. No biggie, I've got light luggage. Need help with your bags? No thanks, I can manage on my own. Alright, settle in at your own pace. You must be tired. If you need anything, just dial 0. I'm here until 8, then I'll head home. We don't have a night porter, but if needed, you can call this number. Emma shows you a note. Pinned to the wall. How do I get back into the hotel after dinner? The front door will be open and your key will be here at the reception. That's not safe. Can you tell me how I can easily get to the harbor? I'd advise against going to the harbor at night. Why? What happens at the harbor? Nothing much. Just that cargo comes in now and then. There have been some brawls between sailors and sometimes locals get involved. I'll be careful not to look too nosy if I see any suspicious cargo. Good. You got the gist of what I meant. I kept changing her voice up. I forgot what voice I gave her. 22? That's from the game title, guys. Lord. You head up to the 2nd floor via a wooden staircase. The first room on the right is room number 22. You open the door. Thank goodness the receptionist Emma is a friendly and super nice gal. However, this room isn't quite what I was hoping for. Looks like it's stuck 50 years in the past at least. The phone rings. It's Emma. Lorenzo, do you need anything? Why is she checking in on me? Hotel staff don't do this. This is unrealistic. No thanks, I'm all good. Damaged parquet had a shabby vibe, but hey, for $60 a night, it was the only option available in town. At least it seems like it. The room is big, but the bathroom's tiny. The decor includes some shabby antique furniture. There's a strong musty smell. The window has heavy curtains that block off the sunlight. Walking around the room, the floor creaks under your feet. Beside the main door, there are 2 doors on the side walls leading to other rooms. The rooms are interconnected. Wonder if there are any other guests. You hook up both your cell phone and laptop to the hotel's Wi-Fi and check if you received any messages or emails. Good thing the Wi-Fi works well. At least I can keep working on my presentation for the conference. Let me send a message to Laura first. So far, so good. The flight was on time, and the drive to the coast went smoothly. The room isn't exactly what I expected, but it'll do for 3 nights. At least I can focus on my presentation. I'm gonna miss you a lot these days, sending you a big kiss. You lie down on the bed. The mattress is soft, and there are 4 pillows, way too fluffy. You lie down and rest a bit, but you're not sleepy at all. You get up from the bed and look out the window. It's a nice evening. The sky is clear, it's not too hot. You decide to go out for a walk to explore the area a bit. You're tired, but not sleepy, and you're getting hungry too. Passing through the reception, you don't see Emma. You leave the room keys on the counter and go out into the street. I feel like you should keep those on him, but whatever. You walk for a few hundred meters until you see it in the distance, a yellow light that looks like a sign. It's a diner, a cheap American restaurant. It's not great. The atmosphere is dark with little light and a heavy air that envelopes the entire place. The walls are painted in an indecipherable color between brown and eggplant, and the ceiling is low, creating an oppressive feeling. The tables are old and worn, with wooden swivel chairs that creak when someone sits down. The menu offers classic American dishes, hamburgers, french fries. You approach the counter. The waiter greets you cordially and invites you to sit at the table. Good evening. What can we prepare for you tonight? Good evening. I would like a hamburger, please, and also some french fries. Alright, I'll bring them to you right away. Would you like something to drink? Yes, a beer, please. I'll bring you the beer right away. Your table's located near a window. The waiter brings you an American beer. You read the label. It's produced in the Boston area. You taste it. It's a little bitter, almost spicy. Spicy? After about 5 minutes, the food ordered arrives. Here you go, sir. Enjoy your meal. Thank you. As you eat, the waiter approaches you a couple times to make sure you enjoy your dinner. Sir, did you arrive in Innsmouth today? How do you feel about our little town? Why do you care? I've only been here for just over an hour. I don't know the city, but it seems a bit, how to say, abandoned. I understand. There are a few people around, but I assure you it's a livelier place than it seems. In what sense? Is there a social life? Not much. At least not in the usual sense of the term, but you can meet special people. Everyone wants to escape from here 2 days after arriving, and then end up staying for a long time, or even for life. What do you mean? What kind of people? Sailors, artists, followers of strange cults, eccentrics, kids who dropped out of school and live day by day. Ah, well, then it's a more interesting place than it sounds. I'm glad to hear that. At least I won't be bored. Get bored in Innsmouth? I don't think so. Just try to understand what's beneath the surface. This is so creepy. I hope to understand more the next 2 days. Now I'm tired from the journey. I would like the bill, please. Of course, I'll bring it to you right away. Did everything go well? Excellent. Everything was good. Thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Come back whenever you want. You pay, leave you a good tip, and say goodbye as you go out of the restaurant. So you think back to the bikers and surfers you met recently. You decide to go back inside to ask the waiter some questions, but you notice strange phenomena in the sky. What a bright sky. It seems like there are many more stars than usual, and that they move in swarms. The sky seems changed with an incredible force. Some flashes foreshadow a storm during the night. The clouds are moving at an unusual speed. Strong wind is coming from the sea. You leave the diner and return to your hotel ready for a restful night's sleep. You left home at Rome 15 hours ago, now you're sleepy and dead tired. You walk through the narrow streets of the town. The houses are almost all the same. Some are larger with a porch at the entrance. You notice strange inscriptions on several houses and also monstrous creatures painted next to the inscriptions. The sky is clear, starry. Swarms of stars move quickly in front of your eyes. Next to these strange paintings, there are many symbols. They seem like phrases. I've never seen such characters. It is not an ancient language among those studied by archaeologists. They use no more than a dozen characters, too few for it to be some kind of alphabet. So there are 2 hypotheses. Either they are ideograms, and each symbol represents something, or multiple characters stand for a letter or a number. It's as if I came here for diving and I find myself involved in one of my archaeological researches. You go into your room and get ready for bed. You turn off your phone and your PC. It's better to turn off. They could call me from Italy in the middle of the night with the 6-hour time difference. You slip under the covers, and in a few minutes you fall asleep. That must be nice. You are woken up by flashes of light in the room. Your phone and laptop illuminate with messages and notifications received. I have to turn this down. Oh my god. You are too tired to check what it is, but out of the corner of your eye you notice some kind of inscription on the computer. You quickly sit down on the bed with some awe when you approach the PC and look more closely. The light from your monitor casts eerie shadows on the walls of the room, creating an almost psychedelic atmosphere. What the hell is this inscription?
Does it look like something ancient? Or how did it appear on the screen if I turn off the PC and phone? You are perplexed by the inscription and try to understand what it is, but you are too tired to focus. You decide to let it go and turn off the computer again, hoping to go back to sleep. You collapse from being so tired. After a while, footsteps and creaking noises wake you up. Confused, you look at the clock. It's 1:45 of the night. What's happening? Why are the footsteps so late? Because some of us are crazy and aren't asleep by 1:45, Lorenzo. You try to turn on the light, but there's no electricity. Has the power been cut? You shiver with fear. The footsteps stop near the door of your room. You sit on the bed with your heart pounding. I need to know what the hell is happening. You get out of bed and approach the door. You stop for a moment to take a deep breath, then approach the door slowly, but there's no one outside. Maybe it was just my imagination. I need to relax and get back to sleep. You go towards the bed and lie down, trying to ignore the noises and focus on your breathing. After a few minutes, you finally manage to relax and go back to sleep. Then you hear a total racket. Everything vibrates very strongly. The 3 doors and the window. It seems like an earthquake, or someone shaking the doors with all their might. Then you hear footsteps beside the side doors of your room. You go to the front door and the other 2 doors, barefooted with your heart in your ears. You are certain that someone is behind the 2 side doors to the other rooms. Fear creeps inside you, but you force yourself to remain calm. Who's behind the door? Who are you? Nothing, no answer. The silence returns, absolute, almost unnatural. You approach the desk where you had left the laptop and phone turned off. You are certain you turned them off again, but the screens are still illuminated. You move closer and see the same image on both devices, an old man staring at you with big, teary, almost white blue eyes. Blue eyes! The old man is motionless. He could even be dead. He looks very sad. How did this image get on my phone and my PC? They were off. At that moment, the old man on the screen seems to move and you get scared. Oh my god, he's still alive. But who are you? What do you want from me? The old man remains silent and you realize it must have just been an image. You calm down a bit, but you're still shaken. The window glass starts to vibrate. First softly, then stronger. It's as if a heavy vehicle is passing by your house. The vibration becomes stronger and you want to go and see, but you are paralyzed by panic and remain motionless. What's happening? Why is the window vibrating like this? Out of the corner of your eye, you notice something happening on your computer. The old man is gone, but it seems like someone is using your keyboard remotely. You approach the computer and notice that many images are scrolling on the screen. What the hell is happening? At that point, you see images of a crowd of people. They are strange, the way they move and dress, and then the sea, the water, the depths. It's like people are fleeing from the earth, sinking? What's happening? Who's controlling my computer? You feel overwhelmed by panic. You try to stay calm, but terror overwhelms you. What's happening? Who's controlling my computer? Those people entering the sea, they have strange feet. I've been caught looking at their feet. This is so awkward. Toes were not divided, but united as if they were fins. Mermaids! I'm sure I've seen an image of people in the water with fin-like feet, but I can't remember where I've seen this before. On the PC, it looks like a video, so they must be real images. But people like that with fin-like feet don't exist. Then everything ends. The images disappear from the screen, and the vibration of the window stops. Your computer and phone are now turned off. What do I do now? I have to stay awake at all costs. Half an hour passes, then an hour. You're very tired, but manage to stay awake. It's a huge effort not to fall asleep. At 6 in the morning, it's dawning. Maybe the danger has passed. You fall asleep exhausted. You're jolted awake when there's a knock at the door. It's a polite call, almost as if the person doesn't want to disturb you. Who is it? It's someone from the reception. Sorry to bother you, but you need to hurry to the harbor for the diving. It's already 9. If you don't hurry, the dive sitter's boat will leave without you. You hurry up, get dressed, and get ready for the day of diving. You're wearing a t-shirt, shorts, sneakers, and sunglasses. In your backpack, put sunscreen, a hat, and beach towels. Equipment will be provided to you by the diving school. When you go down to the reception, Emma smiles at you. What happened last night? All that noise. Noise? We had a quiet night as always. What are you referring to? Emma, you weren't even here. Could it have just been a nightmare? Now you have only one goal, to go out on a boat and dive into the ocean. That is, go down to at least 50 meters deep and experience again the feeling of immensity that you feel at the bottom of the sea. It doesn't matter, I have to hurry, otherwise I'll miss the boat. How long does it take to get to the port? 10-minute walk, it's easy. Walk out of the hotel and take any road to the right, they all lead to the sea. Once there, you'll see the entire Innsmouth Cove. The port is more or less in the center. Go to Pier 1 where the diving school is located. Emma, last night there was a terrifying noise. It lasted several minutes. Doors and windows banging, booms outside the room, and strange noises inside. Memento, I'm sorry, but I don't know anything about it. The night was quiet as always. I don't believe her. I'm sorry you had a terrible night. You must have been very scared. Were there any other people in the hotel? Maybe you could ask them. These days we only have 2 other guests, who are regulars because they often come to Innsmouth for work. I saw them at breakfast this morning and they didn't say anything to me. Lorenzo, I'm sorry, but I think you had a nightmare. Oh my gosh, she's gaslighting me. Dude, all girls are the same. The reception phone rings. I don't have much time. I need to get some breakfast and then I have to hurry. Lorenzo heads to the dining room but realizes he forgot his sunglasses on the reception desk. He goes back to get them, but they're gone. Emma's not there either? Emma! Lorenzo calls her several times, but there's no answer. The whole hotel seems deserted. Have to hurry up. I'll take care of the glasses tonight. Emma must have put them aside. You leave the hotel and head to the harbor on foot. The streets are empty. Weird place. There's no one around. The hotel's on Main Street, and you start walking through those ugly gray houses you saw last night. That's harsh. You hit Water Street and decide to take it since it leads to the sea, just like Emma told you. You keep walking for about a mile, trying to spot if there's anyone around. Where is everybody? Is this a ghost town? You can't figure out where all the residents are. The whole town seems deserted. The street is silent and desolate. What's going on? Where did everyone go? You walk slowly, trying to spot any signs of life. There are no sounds. All you hear is the sound of your footsteps as you get closer to the sea. Someone's living in those houses. Many windows are open, and some of the buildings have cars parked in the driveways, but there's not a soul in sight. What's happening here? It's like everyone just up and left town. You see Fish Street and decide to take it since you saw on the map that leads straight to the harbor. You start heading down the sloping road. After 5 minutes, you catch a glimpse of the blue sea. Finally, the sea! At least I'm going in the right direction. You emerge onto a sort of seafront, a fairly wide area with several trucks parked in the semi-empty lots. You see rust everywhere, and the buildings inside are damaged by the salt air. The feeling of abandonment is amplified by a strong smell of fish. There's a terrible stench everywhere. A couple 100 meters away, there are a few small cargo ships and fishing boats moored at the docks. You decide to head in that direction. What a dump. I hope the diving school lives up to the expectations. It looked really good on the website with all the latest gear. You head towards the harbor, hoping to find the school. And maybe someone who can answer a few questions about this weird place. I feel uneasy. Let's hope this 2-day diving thing doesn't turn out to be a terrible idea. Again, who was it? The waiter was like, people stay here for 2 days and then they're here forever. It was all a ploy. And I have over an hour left.